I am back. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a very hot year since you've seen me last. So much has happened since you saw me back in 2018, and I thought I would do a quick little video to catch you up to speed of what's happened in the last year and a half and what I've been up to. So I hope you enjoy this video. Hey guys, we finally made it to Georgia. At the end of 2018, we headed off to Atlanta, Georgia, where one of Dave's friends was getting married. So we flew from Calgary to Atlanta and then hired a car and went about a few hours south of Atlanta, and we ended up at this lake house which all of Dave's friends were staying at. It was so gorgeous. So the wedding was in this little town called Americus, and we stayed in a smaller town called Cordell. This lake house was in between the both, and we spent a lot of time there. It was just such a nice change from the mountains. And then we had a free day to go exploring, so we headed a few hours east to Savannah, Georgia. And oh my gosh, Savannah is the cutest damn town I've ever seen. It is such a cool place, so much history, so much character there, and so much good food. We spent the whole afternoon eating basically there, and I would really love to go back and explore more of this town. It was really, really cool. Our trip to Atlanta was very short-lived. We were there for one night, and we spent most of that afternoon hanging out with Dave's cousin, who had just recently had a baby. So we got to hang out with her. She told us some really great spots to go and try for dinner, which were so good. And the next day, before we had to fly out, we went shopping, and we just went and explored a lot of the town. It's pretty cool city. We didn't really know much, didn't really have a plan to do much there, but we did eat a lot of food. When we came back to Alberta, it was basically winter in October, and we saw some great snowfall. The lakes had already frozen. In December, we got engaged, and it also saw us exploring more of Banff in the winter, where some of our family and friends came to visit. My best friend and her new husband came on their honeymoon, and we got to go snowmobiling for the first time, which was so much fun. Another ski season spent at Lake Louise. Honestly, this is my favorite hill in Canada, and you can see why. In about May, I want to say, spring finally came, and we got to see the beautiful changing of the seasons and everything starting to thaw out and become green again. I headed to Revelstoke and got to live like a local. I stayed with one of my beautiful friends, Louise, and met some new people there. Got to explore some more parts of Canada that I had never been to before, and this is one of the coolest places if you're ever in or around driving through when Revelstoke. You want to go and check out Waterworld. This place was really cool. It was a forest that opened up to a beautiful lake, and you can go climbing, you can go on the water, and you can just be in nature, and it was so serene. It's just absolutely beautiful. headed back on the road in May and heading for Kelowna in British Columbia this time. It was my friend Carly's birthday, so we got to spend a long weekend there and drank, went to all of the wineries, ate a lot of food, and oh my god, this was my favorite place in the whole of Kelowna. I'll link it here to what the name of the restaurant was called, but it was the best breakfast I've ever had in Canada. Oh my gosh. The wineries there are absolutely beautiful, and they're all around the lake, so you get a really great view while you're sipping on some really great wine as well. Once June came around, that meant hiking season was in full force. The snow had finally melted and we could put on our hiking boots and go exploring once again. Today we're doing West Wind Pass in Kananaskis, and it is so beautiful. This is one side and I'll show you guys the rest soon. So this hike is a 4.8 kilometer, I believe, hike. So it's pretty short. That's a round trip in and out, but I would say that it's quite steep in some parts. So just be prepared for that if you do this one, but it is really nice, and honestly, like, it's not far to go. You could do it within a few hours. So it's like more of like a short half-day-ish hike. But I would for sure recommend this, and I'm about to show you why I chose this hike. And of course, doing one of the most Canadian things there is out there, and that is hiring a canoe and canoeing on a beautiful, beautiful lake surrounded by pristine mountains. And of course, spotting a bear. And no summer is ever complete without watching the sunset at Lake Louise. Honestly, my favorite place in all of Canada, has so much sentimental value to me. We are in the US right now. We literally just crossed the border from Canada to the US, as you can see by all of the shit behind me. We are moving back to Ontario from Alberta, from the mountains. We have left the mountains. It's really sad. I mean, right now I can see some still, but yeah, so we're currently in Montana, which is pretty cool. We are going to try and get to Minot, North Dakota today. So it's about another 8-hour drive. And yeah, we're driving both of our cars back with all of our stuff. Then we're off to Wisconsin. We're gonna stay with Dave's uncle for a couple of nights there. They wanted to show us Milwaukee, which we've never been to, so that should be fun. And then we're off to Chicago for 4th of July for a couple of nights as well. We reduced that trip so we could stay in Milwaukee for an extra night. So, but we've been to Chicago before, so that is fine. And then we are, heading back to Windsor. So we're back in the US and we're in Chicago. We hit up our favorite place, Eataly. Of course, Dave and I absolutely love that place. And we got to spend the 4th of July, I guess you could say, weekend there. We had been to Chicago before, so we hit up some of our favorite places. We tried some new pizza places, of course, and just spent a really great weekend in the city there. And we also got to watch the 4th of July fireworks too. Once we had settled into Windsor, I got to check out some really fun things, like going to my first ever baseball game in Detroit. In October, I was back on a plane heading back to the mountains of Alberta, and the stop was Calgary, and I was there for a business conference. Reminded that I actually miss Calgary and miss Alberta a little bit more than I thought I did. Took the girls to my favorite breakfast place, OEB, in downtown Calgary. Danced with some new friends. Learned all about our amazing whole food products and the Tower Garden. Look at these bad boys. I need that in my life so bad. And then danced and sung the night away with my new besties. That is just one thing, only thing I wanna do. December rolled around and I was back on the plane, and this time it was destination Las Vegas. I was there for another conference. This time it was all about the network marketing industry and just exploring a new city that I had never been to before, and honestly, it was the best time I had ever had. And it will definitely not be the last time I visit Vegas, that is for sure. But I also loved getting out in nature and being away from the strip. So this is Red Canyon, and it was a really cool place to explore as well. And that was basically the end of my 2019 and how I ended my year. And it was a great way to end the year, let me tell you. So I hope you like this video. I hope you understand why I've kind of been very quiet in the last year and a bit and haven't been really sharing anything, but I'm very excited for what's to come for the future. And I know it's a very scary time right now. It will bring some light into people's lives and start videoing again and just bringing value into people's lives. So what I would really love is if you would love to see anything in particular, shoot a comment below and I'll try and do a video. I'm trying to bring more stuff that I'm more passionate about. It's not going to be just traveling, because obviously we can't do that right now. I want to bring a lot more that I'm passionate about into your lives, and if you enjoy it, stick along, give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all again soon.